Does Weather know he's first?
Yeah, check 1, 2, 3.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, Southern New England. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Tiffany Murphy. Many of us started off with a rain-snow combo this morning, but I think what most folks are talking about this afternoon is the Arctic air that is headed our way with some really freezing cold temperatures. Here to join us with a look at our first forecast, ABC6 Storm Tracker meteorologist Nick Morganelli. And Nick, when we say cold, we're talking blisteringly cold.
Yeah, and it's going to be a few days before it gets here, but so enjoy what's out there now, and it is going to get extremely cold. The wind chill would go to about 25 below zero as we approach the weekend here. So 37 right now. We do have a little bit of a wind chill out there. It feels like 30. We have a west-northwest wind at 9 miles per hour. And here's some other temperatures around the region. We've got mid to upper 30s. We'll probably go up another couple of degrees. We've got some sunshine developing as the radar shows the last of the snow showers out over the Cape, down by Falmouth and Mashpee and out towards Yarmouth and Chatham. That is sliding off to the south and east, and we see the clearing sky coming in from the north and west. So a cold front there, so it's colder behind this, and it will get down to about 20 degrees tonight. Here's the futurecast as we go through the afternoon. We clear it out. Temperatures drop to about 30 for the early evening. Might have one little batch of moisture come in with some clouds around midnight tonight. Could have a few more flurries or a snow shower, but for the most part, it's going to stay dry. 20 degrees tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And then by 4 o'clock, we only get up to the low 30s tomorrow for the afternoon high temperature. So your day planner today, taking you through the evening hours, we drop back into the 30s. By 11 o'clock, it's 24. With the moon set at 3:23. We'll talk about the comet viewing and the Arctic air and much more coming up. Tiffany?
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Nick. In today's headlines, in-person legal sports gambling right now in Massachusetts. 3 casinos opened up sports books today. Plainridge Park Casino in Plainville is the closest to Bristol County. Sports books will also be open at Encore Boston Harbor and MGM Springfield. You can also bet on events like the Oscars. The Massachusetts Gaming Commission does expect mobile betting to begin in early March. We are expecting an update in the coming hour from Providence Police on a deadly shooting that happened in the capital city Monday afternoon. It marks the city's first homicide of the year. According to police, a woman was shot on Prudence Avenue around 2 o'clock. She later died at the hospital. Acting Chief Oscar Perez telling ABC6 News a person was taken into custody, but no charges have been filed yet. Again, Providence Police holding that press conference in about an hour. Of course, we will be there and let you know what they reveal in this ongoing homicide investigation this afternoon at 4 o'clock. In Woonsocket, our ABC6 News crews at the scene on Cato Street, where a 70-year-old man was found dead. Police aren't releasing much info at this time, but Chief Oates did tell ABC6 News that they found that man's body just before 5 o'clock Monday. At this point, they believe he was killed in a domestic dispute. Of course, as more information is released on both of these investigations, we will update this story both on air and online on our website, abc6.com. The Rhode Island Department of Health reporting 50,000 pounds of ready-to-eat sausage by Burville-based Daniel International have been recalled due to possible listeria contamination. Those products are from May 23rd, 2022 through November 25th, 2022. They were shipped out late December through just last week. A full list of information on the contaminated products, including packaging and sell-by dates, can be found on the Department of Health's website. Now to an ABC6 News update. The newly elected president of the Providence NAACP appearing in court this morning, charged with failing to file campaign finance reports from his city council run in November's election. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Tregalis was in the courtroom this morning and has the latest.
After pleading not guilty to 2 misdemeanor charges for failing to file campaign finance reports, Gerard Catala eluding reporters as he left the courthouse and refusing to answer any of our questions. The charges against Catala allege he didn't file reports for 2 deadlines ahead of this past November's election, in which he ran for Ward 9 City Council, losing to Juan Pichardo. The first charge from August 16th, almost a month before the primary, as well as a second missed deadline on September 6th, a week before the primary election.
And you can always hire a lawyer at a later date if you choose to do so.
Yeah, it's not necessary to do.
Okay, I'm going to give you a hire private counsel for this case. So you'd like to enter not guilty to the charges here today, sir?
I would.
All right, not guilty, please enter.
Catala declining representation. And this isn't the first time the Ward 9 City Council candidate has been in trouble for not registering election finance reports. According to the affidavit, Catala has previously failed to do so twice, racking up $10,000 in fines for not submitting his campaign finances in the 2014 election, before ultimately doing so in 2017 and having those fines waived. Then, in a 2018 attempt at city council, Catala did file reports, but the affidavit states they weren't done completely within the requirements and are not within the statute of limitations. And Catala is out on $2,000 bail, and he also made a request to the judge that he be allowed to travel out of the state as these court proceedings continue, as he says he has engagements outside of Rhode Island, like one in Pennsylvania this weekend. He was granted permission to leave the state. Reporting in Providence, Yanni Tregelis, ABC6 News.
Turning to national headlines at noon, more fallout in the Tyree Nichols death investigation. 2 more Memphis police officers relieved of duty and 3 Memphis fire personnel are now out of jobs. A top prosecutor says more charges are likely as his office takes a closer look at everyone with connections to the case. ABC's Justin Finch has more.
Memphis police announcing 2 more officers are relieved of duty as his probe into Tyree Nichols' death continues. One seen here trying to taser Nichols.
Put your hands behind your back.
Officer Preston Hemphill was on scene for that first January 7th confrontation between officers and Nichols, but not the second time when Nichols was tackled and beaten. After learning Nichols was found nearby, Hemphill heard saying,
Oh, stop it.
Hemphill now on leave pending an investigation.
I think that all of them should pay, along with the white officer that was tasing my son.
5 Memphis police officers fired and facing second-degree murder charges. Attorneys for 2 of them say their clients intend to plead not guilty. The New York Times reports those officers appear to beat Nichols with a baton at least 3 times and punch him in the head at least 5 times, which ABC News has not independently verified. 3 Memphis Fire Department personnel involved in treating Nichols also fired, and 2 responding Shelby County Sheriff's deputies now relieved of duty pending investigation. Nichols' death reigniting police reform talks in the Senate, with Republican Lindsey Graham proposing officer protection from lawsuits while allowing departments to be sued.
We owe it to all of the families who have lost loved ones in these horrible acts of brutality to pass a law that will help ensure justice and accountability in our policing system.
We should have simple legislation that we can agree upon, that has been agreed upon in the past.
And Memphis police tell ABC News those 2 additional officers were not named at first because they were not fired. And that standard protocol is to release the names of officers relieved from duty after an investigation ends. Justin Finch, ABC News, Memphis.
Still to come on ABC6 News at noon, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken on whirlwind trip trying to ease tensions along the West Bank. His plan to help mend fences after one of the deadliest months there in several years. To world headlines at noon, day 2 of a high-stakes trip to the Middle East for U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. He met with Israel's defense secretary and the president of the Palestinian Authority, hoping to tamp down the escalating tensions. Here's ABC's M. Wynn.
Secretary of State Anthony Blinken appealing to Israelis and Palestinians to ease tensions after an alarming spike in violence in the region. Blinken meeting with Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas in the West Bank, one day after holding talks with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
We have to do more than just lower tensions. The United States is committed to working toward our enduring goal of ensuring that Palestinians and Israelis enjoy equal measures of freedom, security, opportunity, justice, and dignity.
Blinken announcing new steps towards rebuilding the U.S.'s relationship with Palestine, including another $50 million in aid to help settle Palestinian refugees. Blinken reaffirming the Biden administration's commitment to the peace process and a two-state solution. Abbas, who's been criticized for being an ineffective leader, also agreeing to work with the U.S.
Mahmoud Abbas himself is losing legitimacy. A lot of Palestinians are fed up with him after 18 years in power. It feels like we're on the road to more violence.
Blinken's visit coming after several attacks by Palestinians on Israeli citizens, including last Friday when a Palestinian man opened fire outside a synagogue in East Jerusalem, killing 7. But authorities fear some recent attacks may be in retaliation for the Israeli counterterrorism raid in Jenin last week that left 9 Palestinians dead. At least 35 Palestinians have been killed this month, the deadliest January since 2015. Earlier today, Blinken also met with Israel's defense minister, where they discussed the U.S.'s commitment to preventing Iran from developing nuclear weapons. Emlyn, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come on ABC6 News at noon, we are talking Arctic air and longer days. Coming up next with Nick.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Nick Morganelli.
And good afternoon. We've got some sunshine developing out there, a northwesterly breeze at light speeds right now, but temperatures are in the upper 30s, and we'll pretty much settle in on that this afternoon. Might go up another degree or two in the next couple of hours. Got to tell you about this comet. The comet is in the sky. We've got some clear sky tonight. Tomorrow night, I think, will be a fabulous night to see this. This picture was taken by gentleman Gilbert Plumer in Florida. And this is looks a little bit of a green haze on that comet. And we'll take a look here. You're going to look to the northeastern sky near the Little Dipper, and binoculars and a telescope. That's what you need to see this. So you'll see it right to the right of the Little Dipper. And it's better with binoculars or something so that you can really get a closer look at it. We've got a storm-free week. We've got an Arctic blast coming in. That's the big story. This severe, dangerous cold that's coming in for just about 48 hours. That comes in on Friday evening and sticks around until Sunday morning. So sub-zero cold and sub-zero wind chill as well. And let's take a look at that wind chill forecast. This is Friday morning. We're at 16, but look at Utica, New York, Buffalo, New York, well below zero, 10 to 20 below zero there. And this entire Quebec province of Canada is roughly about 20 degrees below zero for that wind chill. We go to Friday at 10 o'clock, and we're about 12 below for the wind chill. And it could hit about 20 to 25 below zero by Saturday morning by the time the sun rises. So keep that in mind. It's all due to the jet stream winds. The storm track is off the mid-Atlantic right now, but we do have this big dome of high pressure over the southeastern U.S. that's kept us mild. So in the upper levels of the atmosphere, when you have high pressure, it usually means warmer air. And high pressure is really at upper levels, you're building up all these air molecules, and you have kind of a mountain of air. So that gives you some warmth there. So the jet stream is pushed to the north. Out west, it's pushed to the south, and that's why we have the colder air in the Pacific Northwest, the northern plains, but that shifts Friday and Saturday. It shifts to the eastern and northeastern part of the U.S., and we're going to be in the deep freeze here. Storm tracker radar right now shows a few leftover snow showers for Cape Cod. This is a cold front. This strip of moisture goes from the Canadian Maritimes all the way down to South Texas. And this front continues to slide off to the south. High pressure builds in, so that means light winds tonight, light wind tomorrow as the high is over us. This system slides off to the south of us, might give us a couple of clouds, especially for the south coast, but that continues to push away. So high pressure builds in, and there's that Arctic front right there. This is Thursday at 12 o'clock, so noontime on Thursday, that front is moving through the Great Lakes, and it will be about another 24 hours before it gets in here. Overnight lows tonight around 20 degrees with a mostly clear sky. Tomorrow, we're in the mid-30s, so very similar to today, although we'll have more of a sunny day tomorrow. We wouldn't deal with the clouds or any precipitation. Groundhog Day is on Thursday, 38 with sunshine. It's windy, of course, Friday with that cold front, and the wind chill Friday, as you saw, was about 10 to 15 degrees below zero in Friday evening. Then we go to 2 below zero for the air temperature Saturday morning. Wind chill about 20 to 25 below zero Saturday morning. It's only 12 for a high on Saturday. Make some homemade soup, get the hot cocoa ready. You might want to get ready to watch some movies and stay inside.
That is a great idea, and get a good book too, maybe.
Yes, there you go.
So to come at noon, Pick of the Litter is next. We had the opportunity to meet some really cute kitties looking for their perfect forever home.
pick of the litter on ABC6 is brought to you by Pet Supplies Plus.
Welcome back to the news at noon on ABC6. A very special treat today for our viewers. We have the Rhode Island SPCA. We have Stephanie and Audrey with us, and they have two super cute kittens. Talk to us about them.
All right, so we have Cilantro over here.
And this is Time.
Yep. And they're 8 weeks old. I'm fostering them right now. They're a really great pair. They're super energetic, and they like to keep each other company. So we're hoping to get them adopted out together.
Absolutely. Okay, so they'll go as a bonded pair. And you know, when I adopted my cats many, many years ago, I just went in for one, and then they convinced me to get the other one, and I was unsure at the time, but I took them both, and it was literally the best decision I've ever made because I don't feel guilty when I leave, and they entertain each other too, right?
They sure do. They love playing together, and we do recommend getting them as a pair.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And the great news also is that once you go through the adoption process and things like that, right? You can take them home because they've already been fixed.
They've already been fixed. They got spayed yesterday, so they should
Ready
be
to
resting.
go.
Yeah. So the SPCA is a really great organization, and you guys are always in need of fosters and adopters. Talk to us more about that.
Sure. So we have a foster program for cats and dogs. Our foster coordinator is Olivia, so we're always looking for that. There's application online. And we always accept donations of toys and blankets, and of course monetary donations.
Right.
We have a new humane ed program that's getting revamped, and Audrey is our educator, so we're going out into schools. We have an April vacation camp coming up, and summer camp.
Very exciting. So if anyone is interested in adopting these two cutie patooties, what do?
They can go on our website and talk to Olivia, reach out to Olivia, and there's a lot of information on our website about how to adopt or upcoming events.
Yeah, and in spring, you know, normally a lot of kittens are born as well. So if these two maybe aren't for you, there I'm sure are many more on the way. And it's always a great reminder, so important to spay and neuter all of your animals.
Absolutely,
yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for coming today.
Thank you.
Another great reminder as well, right, is that kittens, dogs, they are a very long commitment too. So it's not just fun for a couple months until they get out of the kitten phase. This is a lifelong commitment that could last up to 20 years, potentially. Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for bringing them in today.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more news and weather after this. An incredibly heartwarming story, a huge family celebration unfolding in Decatur, Alabama, when Jasmine officially joined the Brown family. Jasmine's entire second grade class came out to the county courthouse where those adoption papers were signed. Jasmine came to the Brown family as a temporary placement back in February after living in 7 different homes during 3 years in foster care. Now, during her stay, she became available for adoption, and so the Browns decided to make her the 12th member of their family. Bless them so much. That is a heartwarming story, and we need it to stay warm, or at least we will later this week. It's going to be very cold.
Yeah, we do have some cold air coming in. We do have, tonight it'll be colder. We've got a cold front sliding south of us right now, so 20 degrees. Remember that comet's visible tonight, but especially tomorrow night when we have a clear sky, completely clear sky. 35 for tomorrow's highs, lots of sunshine, not much wind at all either. And it's a sunny day on Thursday as well. And then the cold blast that Tiffany's talking about coming in Friday afternoon. So Friday evening plans, bundle up. Saturday morning, you might want to just stay inside for a little while. But even so, in the afternoon, it's only 12. Tiffany?
Yeah, real heat wave there in the afternoon. Thanks, Nick. And thank you so much for watching us on the news at noon. We'll be back at 4 o'clock for more news and weather. We hope to see you then. Have a great rest of your afternoon.